Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you an easy way to make your crunchy coconut chin chin, and Nigerian crunchy coconut chin chin at that. This is one method I try every time, and each time I try it, it is actually a pass because it ends up being very tasty, very crunchy, very colorful, and very nice. And I did it using just basic ingredients. I didn't do nothing much. I didn't use extraordinary things. So let's just get right to this video. I started off by using my nutmeg. I like to use the seed nutmeg, so I just create it and then it gives me that powdery form, and that is what actually brings out the scent from the coconut. The next major ingredient is of course the coconut, and since this is a coconut chin chin, you need lots of coconut. So yeah, I actually got 2 coconuts. I created it and it came out like this. If you do not have a crater, you can actually choose to use your blender to blend it. I'm sure it's going to give the same effect, but I just feel like the crater just does magic. And I'm going to be needing some salt, and then of course the major ingredient, which is like the flour. Now this is an all-purpose flour. It is a normal flour that is sold in the market, except if you are a baker and you have a particular kind of flour you want to use. So right now I have a clean bowl and I'm pouring out the quantity of flour I want to use for this recipe. Meanwhile, this flour is already sieved, so it is pure, it is clean, without any whatever inside. So before starting, make sure your flour is pure, you've already sieved it, and what you have is your clean, nice flour. So after my flour is already in my bowl, I'm going to add my nutmeg. Remember, you can choose to use any kind of nutmeg you want. If it is those sachet nutmeg, it is okay, but I am using this seed nutmeg that I already created myself. And I'm adding sugar. The sugar depends on how your taste for sugar is. If you like more sugar in your coconut, fine. If you'd like very little quantity of sugar, fine. But you need to bear in mind that this is a coconut chin chin. The coconut itself already has sweetness, so you don't really need to do much sugar. I'm just adding a pinch of salt just to give it additional taste, and I'm adding my baking powder. You just need to add very little. Because I'm Nigerian, because I'm not a professional chef, I don't really have an exact quantity. Like, I don't really have the exact measurements to all these things I'm using. I'm just using them till my spirit says stop, and then I stop. But if you want a more professional one, please feel free to check out other people's channel that are doing like the professional one. This one is just homemade. It's just anything I lay my hands on, I just put it. After adding my coconut powder, I don't want to call it coconut powder because it's not actually powder. After adding my coconut, I went ahead to add this juice that you're seeing. This is not water, this is the coconut water, the water that was gotten from the coconut. So I added it just to give it a more advanced coconut taste. Some people might actually want to do coconut milk. If you have coconut milk, you can add it. Whatever kind of coconut you actually want to use is very okay by you. Now I am adding my milk powder. Here in my country, they sell milk powder. This is not like milk, but it is flavored to be like milk. So you can either add this or you add your milk, depending on how you want your coconut chin chin to be like. Remember, if you're buying a coconut chin chin, the taste might not be as tasty as this one, because you can see all the ingredients you already put in. It might not be as rich as this one, but because this is an homemade chin chin, we are taking our time to just put in our best in making this a perfect homemade coconut chin chin. So next off is my margarine. You can use either margarine or butter, anyone that is okay by you is what you should use. And I'm adding a very small quantity. Remember, the margarine is going to make this chin chin soft, and we have already added coconut. The coconut that is present in this flour is already going to make it soft, so you don't want to add many things. As you can see now, I've added margarine, we already have coconut, and now I'm adding eggs plus the milk we have. So all these things coupled together are just going to make it very soft. It's going to be crunchy, but then it's not going to be like hard. Like, I don't know if you understand, but I've eaten chin chin where it is too hard. When you eat like 10 seeds, you're already having headache. That's not what we want here. We want crunchy chin chin, but very, very mild, very soft. So we just mix that up, and then it gives us this dough you're seeing. The process is just very easy. And when you want to add your water, you should add a little bit of cold water. Don't add too much, don't add too small, just add it till the consistency looks like what resembles this one you're seeing. After that process is done, we move ahead to the one of the most stressful parts, because this part is actually one of the most stressful. And this part is the part that involves a whole lot of persons, because if you're doing chin chin, the mixing and every other thing is not like the issue. The issue is the cutting, because it is the cutting that would if the people you have around you are plenty, then you know that your cutting is going to be fast, or your baking or your frying is going to be fast. But if you're doing it alone, then you know that you're going to spend a whole lot of time. Presently we are three here: myself, my sister, and my mom. So we are all three doing this cooking together. So as you can see, one person is cutting it, another person is trying to shape it into another size, while another person is just trying to make it have the kind of shape we want.